With the January transfer window less than a month away from opening, Arsenal looks set to be very active, with central midfield looking like a priority. What news do we have today about Lille's midfielder, Renato Sanches? Also, has Mikel Arteta confirmed Nicolas Pepe's Arsenal departure? And has Erik Ten Hag been recommended to Arsenal? As per, let's find out in the latest Arsenal news today. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Bamford14 and welcome back to your boys channel. As per my friends, make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, and also while you guys are down there, please do consider subscribing to your boys channel as well, because yes, we are on the road to 70,000 subscribers. But let's get into the Arsenal news, and let's start off with Renato Sanches. Less than 1 month away from the return of Transfers FC and the January transfer window, it seems as if Arsenal want to sign a brand new central midfielder. Now, as Fabrizio Romano has confirmed in the past, Arsenal do have Renato Sanches on their list, and according to reports today via Telefoot in France, Arsenal have been given the green light to make a move for Lille midfielder Renato Sanches, who is valued at 30 million euros. When it comes to French transfers, and of course Renato Sanches plays for Lille in France, Telefoot are normally pretty bang on. But in terms of price tag, there is a bit of a difference, because what Fabrizio was saying a few weeks ago was that Lille wants upwards of 30 to 40 to 50 million euros, which in terms of January transfer windows and Arsenal seems very unlikely. But at 30 million euros, what Telefoot are reporting, that's 25 million pounds, it becomes a lot more realistic for Arsenal to make this sort of transfer happen. So Arsenal do like the player, even in terms of your boy, I am a fan of Renato Sanches, but that is only when the player is fit and he is available. This guy is 23, 24 years of age and has constant reoccurring injuries in the same sort of muscular areas as well. It's not a positive sign, but most importantly, for that sort of money, is he reliable when it comes to fitness? That is always going to be a boy's concern. But if it came down to you guys, mi amigos, would you guys sign Renato Sanches in the January transfer window? Talking about central midfielders, what about reported Arsenal target Denis Zakaria? Well, according to Fabrizio Romano, Zakaria has received many approaches in the last weeks. Out of contract in 2022, he recently changed his agents. Bayern have joined the race, and also Liverpool have asked for information. Juventus and Barca still interested, open race. Juve, Barca, Liverpool, Bayern, Champions League clubs all wanting Denis Zakaria. In terms of Arsenal, yes, your boy admits we are a gargantuan team, but listen, when you got Champions League clubs eyeing the same player up, if Arsenal want to sign Denis Zakaria, it's going to be very difficult. But in terms of first team opportunities, if Arsenal were to offer Zakaria a first team place, then potentially they could sell him the project and the whole process, but right now I highly doubt it happens. But out of Denis Zakaria and Renato Sanches, if you guys had a choice out of both of those central midfielders, which one should Arsenal look to prioritize in your guys' opinions? Or is there some other Don in central midfield that you guys want to see Arsenal sign instead? This video has been kindly sponsored by the guys at OneFootball. OneFootball is the app when it comes to staying up to date with the beautiful game. Now, whether that be staying up to date with the latest transfer news, maybe staying up to date with the team's latest fixtures, or even things like lineups, goal alerts, and live match updates. To put it simple, if you are a fan of football, you need OneFootball. Well, that sounds amazing, Babs, but how much does this app cost? Well, this is the beauty of OneFootball. You can access all their great features for the price of absolutely nothing. Yes, the app is available for free, and so make sure to hit the first link down below in the description and download the OneFootball app. Not only do you guys get access to a great app, but you're also helping your boys channel out massively, so for that, a gargantuan thank you from me to you. Keeping it on the transfers, according to Fabrizio Romano, when asked on Arsenal's interest in Tammy Abraham, he says they were really interested, but they needed to sell a striker before signing Tammy Abraham. I believe Fabrizio here is referencing back to the summer where of course Tammy Abraham was available, but since then of course Roma signed him instead, and Chelsea also have a buyback option, and he has been somewhat decent at Roma, but I wouldn't say he's been on fire or ripping the league apart. The fact that he's just gone to Roma, I doubt that Arsenal will make a move now for Tammy Abraham. Fabrizio also says they were looking to sell maybe Lacazette or maybe Eddie Nketiah to have a free slot for a new striker. They were really pushing, and they were trying in every possible way. So Arsenal were desperate to sign a brand new centre forward, and I can completely understand why now. Aubameyang can't score tap-ins, Lacazette doesn't get any opportunities. Arsenal's centre forwards are struggling, and it is so clear to see. Here's a stat for you guys. The last goal in the league for our strikers, Lacazette or Aubameyang, was 7 matches ago. 7 long matches. Our experienced go-to senior players, they're not stepping up anymore. In terms of Lacazette, yeah, he doesn't get many opportunities, but in terms of Aubameyang against Everton, Newcastle, Newcastle, Watford, missing penalties, tap-ins, 101s, it's simply not good enough. And make no mistake, if Arsenal are serious about top 4 charge or whatever in terms of European places, they need the strikers to come forward, especially Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. But talking about goal scorers, here's the stat: each of Arsenal's last 9 Premier League goals have been scored by players aged 23 or younger. Their longest ever such run in the competition, excluding on goals, youthful. It is the young Arsenal players that are stepping up: Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Saka, forget Aubameyang and Lacazette. And if I am right in saying right now Arsenal's top scorer in the Premier League is actually Emil Smith Rowe with 5 goals. So yes, Arsenal are now finally getting goals from midfield, but at the same time it goes without saying, the Arsenal strikers, centre forwards, experienced players, you guys need to step up. But what do you guys believe is the Arsenal priority going into the Jan transfer window? Is it central midfield, or is it potentially a brand new centre forward instead? As per my friends, let's have a discussion down below in the comments. Okay, then moving on, let's discuss Erik Ten Hag. Now in terms of the current Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, as I said in my last video, I don't think he's going to leave as of right now. But with the pressure mounting and a must-win game up against Southampton coming up, a lot of Arsenal fans now are looking for potential alternatives. Now in terms of your boy, I'm still going to back Arteta as long as he remains Arsenal manager, and my fingers will always be crossed they can turn around as the Arsenal manager. But in terms of today, a former Ajax coach believes Erik Ten Hag would suit only a few clubs around Europe should he leave Ajax, naming the likes of Dortmund, Bayern, Barca, Atalanta and Arsenal. So a recommendation from a former Ajax manager about Erik Ten Hag and Arsenal. And in terms of your boy, I have always been a massive fan, admirer of Erik Ten Hag. In fact, a month ago, your boy went to watch Dortmund versus Ajax in the Champions League. And in that game, I saw Ten Hag's Ajax destroy Dortmund at their own stadium. I saw a team with a clear plan, a clear vision, a style of play, and ultimately going forwards were always a threat. And so if and only if Arsenal were to replace Mikel Arteta, that needs to be made clear, then for me, I would love to see Erik Ten Hag as Arsenal's #1 option, but at the same time, would he come to Arsenal with a lack of Champions League football? And talking about his future, as Fabrizio confirms, Mark Overmars will extend his contract as director with Ajax until June 2026, after he turned down Newcastle approach months ago. Erik Ten Hag said, "I have 1 year contract left after this season. The feeling is really good here." So Mark Overmars, ex-Arsenal player as well, right now the director of football Ajax. But come the end of the season, if Arsenal wanted a new manager, Ten Hag for me has to be the guy. For me, he's my #1 option only if Arsenal sack Mikel Arteta. But as your boy keeps saying, fingers crossed he turns it around and we witness a beautiful remontada. But what do you guys make of Erik Ten Hag, and would you guys want to see him at Arsenal Football Club? Moving on to potential outgoings, let's talk Pablo Mari, because according to reports today, Flamengo want to sign Pablo Mari from Arsenal on a loan for 1 year. Now I can understand why Flamengo want to re-sign Pablo Mari. Before coming to Arsenal, he was very successful at Flamengo and he was a massive fan's favourite. And also in terms of the player himself, I understand his desire to leave Arsenal. And talking about that, according to reports in Spain today, Pablo Mari wants to leave Arsenal as he's unhappy with the amount of playing time he's receiving under Mikel Arteta. He's not playing, he's in the peak of his powers. I see why he wants to play minutes. But the most important aspect about this transfer is the potential loan possibility. Brazilian clubs, unfortunately in general, don't have a lot of money to go spend on players. But in terms of Arsenal, when we signed Pablo Mari initially, we spent £5 million on a loan fee. And so yes, Flamengo can want Pablo Mari, but are they willing to put the money on the table? Because in terms of Arsenal, even though I don't think he's a first teamer, they're not in a rush to sell the player. And so it's very simple, Flamengo, if you want to re-sign Mr. Pablo Mari, you need to put the money on the table first. Mikel Arteta asked last week on if he would entertain any offers for Nicolas Pepe. No, and it's not the moment to talk about that either. We are interested in Nico performing at the level that he can do. Pepe hadn't started a game in almost 2 months. Last appearance was on October the 30th. 2 months, no single appearances, not a single minute in the last 3 games. For me, it's clear as day, Nicolas Pepe's Arsenal career is soon coming to an end. At least under Mikel Arteta, the manager has simply given up on this player. Pepe, the end of last season, said it's frustrating for any player to be on the bench. The role of a super sub, the coach makes his choices. It's up to me to show him, so I don't have this role. Nicolas Pepe is 26 years of age, in the peak of his powers. This is meant to be his prime years of his Arsenal career. So the fact that he's sitting on the bench behind the likes of Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, 2 guys that are kids in the game, 20 years of age. As unfortunate as it sounds, especially to your boy, because I've always been a fan of Nicolas Pepe, his Arsenal career just simply is not going to go anywhere as it stands. And in terms of Mikel Arteta, make no mistake, when he came into Arsenal initially, there must have been conversations behind the scenes of how do you get the best out of this player, because Arsenal spent £72 million on this guy. He's our club record signing. Let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments on Nicolas Pepe, and would you guys be willing to let him leave Arsenal in the upcoming transfer windows? Okay, then moving on, let's talk the other Arsenal news today. And starting off with Arsenal's local North London rivals, yes, Tottenham Hotspur aka Nando's FC. As Matt Law is reporting that Tottenham could ask for their Premier League trip to Brighton to be postponed after suffering a coronavirus outbreak at the club. Yes, Tottenham do have quite a few players that have tested positive, so I can understand their intent. But bringing this back to our club, Arsenal Football Club, I believe 4 or 5 Arsenal players tested positive on the eve of the first game of the season, meaning that Arsenal had to start following Balogun and play almost a Carabao Cup attack in the first place. And even against Chelsea, Arsenal without their main summer most expensive signing in Ben White. And so if Arsenal were forced to play with that level of disadvantage, why not the same for Tottenham Hotspur? All your boy is asking from the Premier League is just a little bit of consistency. According to the Telegraph, Patrick Bamford is set to miss the Arsenal game next weekend after injuring himself celebrating his goal on Sunday. Coming off the bench after recovering from an injury and then getting injured in the celebrations, that, my friends, is very unfortunate. But in terms of Arsenal, the focus needs to be on the weekend against Southampton instead, and then we've got West Ham as well in the midweek. The pressure's on to you, Mikel and Arsenal. Can you guys cope with it and can you guys react? A second successive Player of the Month award for Aaron Ramsdale, who received 42% of all votes cast by Arsenal fans, Smith Rowe second and Tomiyasu third. 2 consecutive Player of the Month awards for Mr. Aaron Ramsdale, and you know what, I'm not going to disagree. But the fact that in the last 2 months it's been the Arsenal goalkeeper that's been our best player is just a little bit worrying. Because as great as Ramsdale's been, could you also have a look in terms of the players in front of him and say they're exposing him far too often? And also now Arsenal's last 3 Player of the Month was Ramsdale and Tomiyasu. 3 summer signings that there, I guess, is somewhat of a positive. The Arsenal attackers need to step up their game. I'm looking at you guys very closely. You guys are under surveillance. November's Premier League 2 Player of the Month shortlist includes Arsenal's young striker following Balogun. Flo Balogun has been on fire for the Arsenal Academy. Balogun scored the equaliser versus Plymouth, scored in the shootout as well, scored and assisted against Leicester City in injury time, and then scored an 89th minute winner against Blackburn and a hat-trick against Derby County, where he had a 4th wrongly ruled out. Goals and assists galore, Balogun is once again proven that he's far above the under 23 level. And in terms of Arsenal, as David Ornstein was reporting yesterday, they are now looking to loan him out in the Jan transfer window, trying to get him more 30 minutes elsewhere. But as of right now, you could actually argue that he is Arsenal's most informed striker, and one could say, why is he not getting more 13 opportunities? I'm not saying start him against Southampton, but potentially off the bench, I think Balogun deserves a chance with the Arsenal first team. But talk to me, my friends, about following Balogun, and if it came down to you guys, would you loan out the youngster in January or keep him a part of the first team and give him an opportunity? But that is the video there. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, and also do subscribe to your boy's channel if you guys are new. If you want to follow your boy on them social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was the latest Arsenal news today. The January transfer window will soon be upon us, so yes, exciting times, but at the same time for Arsenal, on the pitch is the focus. Arteta, it's over to you. But until then, my friends, I will see you later in a bit.